All right, all right, all right. I see that Leanne just joined us.
Nice.
Leanne, is that you from Australia? Okay, let's see. All right, guys, so let's jump right in. First of all,
Coming from now, she's in Greece.
Leanne's in Greece. I thought it was Kate that was in Greece.
Oh,
No, it's
Leanne and
me.
John are in Greece.
Yes.
Ah, I had it backwards. So Micah had it right. How
Hi, Ed.
you doing, Leanne? Did we have fun or what?
Oh, we do.
It
Absolutely.
was a blast. It was a blast. All right, guys. So we got about 20 people in the room. Just to kind of lay the groundwork, I'll introduce this call, what it is, what it's going to be, and also, oh, we got a bunch of people in the waiting room. Hang on, admit all. Okay, there we go. There we go. So if you're here, you're part of Bellator, you're part of the team, you're part of the group. Maybe you haven't really been plugged into everything. Maybe you have. I think the majority of us have been. So there's a lot going on right now. And the reason why we put this to get together is because the Cha-Ching app that we're going to be coming out with, that includes using artificial intelligence and getting your own artificial intelligence agent. And I know it's scary to some people if it's a new technology and you haven't ventured into it yet. So I want to kind of share with you experiences that we have, and myself, Robert, Tammy, Gretchen, we're going to talk about what happened there in Cyprus. But before we do, let's watch this little 2-minute video. And I'm going to set it up by saying that in my career in network marketing, there have been certain times when I just caught the vision, got excited, and really had FOMO. It's like all of a sudden my heart is beating out of my chest. And I like get so excited, and I'm thinking, man, I got to get to people before everybody else does, right? And the first time I saw this little 2-minute video, that's exactly what happened. And it hasn't happened in a while, So I'm like, oh my goodness, we got to get organized here because this tool, I believe, is going to become the most productive tool the direct sales network marketing industry has ever seen. Not to mention all industries. Artificial intelligence is the future. And the sooner we can engage and actually start utilizing, experiencing, putting it to work for you. Earlier on, I shared a story, and I'm going to share the story now before we go and take a look at the video. But earlier today, my wife and I drove out to Long Island over a 2-hour drive to visit her dad who's in the hospital. But as we're driving in this bumper to bumper traffic, I see this truck in front of us, and a name on the truck says Super Ego. And for those of you who might have studied psychology, might know where that comes from. It comes from
That
Freud.
was you. Do you want to
Freud had, guys, if you could,
filet
if you're
sauce
on
and
and,
pickles,
and
right?
your mic is open, please do mute yourself out.
It'll be a little while.
Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do next, guys, if we do get that type of an interruption, I'm going to mute all. And those of you who are the admins, you can unmute yourself and come back in and be able to talk. Aurora has arrived. Great, Aurora. Good to see you. So anyway, Debbie and I are driving to go visit her dad, and I see this truck, and it says Super Ego. And because I took in high school, I took a psychiatry course. I know where it came from. And we studied Freud, and Freud talked about these different parts of your personality. One is called the id, one is your ego, and one is the superego. So I tested my wife, and she wasn't aware of what that was. So I opened up Grok on the phone and just asked it to explain what the id, the ego, and the superego was. And we did it earlier on, myself and Gretchen and Edward Gary. And Gretchen, did it blow your mind that this intelligence could actually talk to you, do research, continue on? Amazing, right?
Yeah, it was like you were just sitting at the table chit-chatting with somebody super intelligent.
Yeah, exactly. And so what brought that on was Edward was talking about how in the past he had written a whole bunch of stuff, and was really good at writing and posting things on Facebook. And now I said, all you got to do is take whatever you would write, hand it over to artificial intelligence, and it's going to spit you back something 10 times as much. So I'm going to finish the stories. So my granddaughter, who's now 15, is going to be 16 next year. And my wife, who has organized a lot of our vacations throughout the years, literally has spent, weeks and months planning them. She just goes into all the research mode and she loves it, right? She's very, very detail oriented. So the 15-year-old granddaughter slept over our house last night, and they got together to plan our trip next year to Italy. But my wife this time utilized ChatGPT. She used artificial intelligence. They were both blown away. And I was cooking breakfast listening to this, and I'm like, wow. Because what would normally take my wife easily 50 to 100 hours to accomplish, ChatGPT did in less than 10 minutes. It's just mind-boggling with the technology we have in front of us. And that's why this is CHING Masters. We here every Wednesday night are going to master using CHING to its maximum and cut right through the fear, the apprehension, the things that hold people back. They could do it themselves. If you don't go down this road, you're costing yourself a fortune. So we're going to lead the way. We're going to do it right here. And so just to refresh everybody's memory, I'm going to play the 2-minute cha-ching video. And I'm going to give everybody an assignment. Tabby and I spoke about this yesterday, right, Tabby? I said, go and take notes. Now, here's one of the things, and I'll show you today what I usually do. I go into YouTube, and we're going to put that link also for this video, the YouTube link. Once you get it, spend a little time on just this 2-minute video. Click on settings and click on closed caption. And it'll give you the words. So you could stop it, pause it, write them down. You're going to see how much incredible information it is in this little 2 minutes. It really explains quite a bit about our whole business in just 2 minutes. So let's do that. Let me go to share screen. I'm going to share screen. There we go. I'm going to open up YouTube, go to my favorites. I'm going to go to Ching Video. There it is. All right. I'm going to pause it right there, go full screen. And as you can see, down the bottom, let me get this out of the way. Hide that. Hide the video panel. Whoops. Hide floating panel. There we go. So on the lower right-hand side, you can see here CC, closed caption. Just click on closed caption, and now you can see the captions there. It's in English. And when I press play,
what if wealth spread like a virus?
Which, by the way, that already is in the video. So the video is going to give you a lot of verbiage. But keeping this in mind, that the actual words that are said in this 2-minute video need to become a part of all of us. Because it really helps you to understand what it is that we are working with here. Okay, there we go. We have Rafael just joined, Estate just joined. Welcome, guys. So just sit back, relax. We're going to explain to you what we're doing. And first, we're going to look at the 2-minute video. So you'll see the closed caption come up. Not that this is a class or an assignment, but I'm going to kind of give us all an assignment, including myself. Take the time to write down these key phrases that are in this 2-minute video, because this video, in conjunction with our AI agents, is going to absolutely build a business for us. We have to do a little bit, but the AI agent is going to do so much more than we could possibly do on our own. So let's take a look, listen.
Introducing CHING by Iterato, world's first profit virus app, designed to spread wealth, freedom, and opportunity from person to person. At its heart lies the DeFi CPU node, a digital asset paying you daily from real-world merchant transactions, powered by the world's 4 largest merchant device companies. Every tap, every swipe, income flows into your account, paid in Phoenix token, crypto backed by real merchant profits. Your adventure? Complete simple, fun challenges at each hub, growing your team, unlocking income, and filling your vision board with your biggest dreams. Dream big. Move to a new city. Start a business. Quit your job forever. CHING keeps you focused on your goals and helps you achieve them. But here's the real secret. Your built-in AI agent, Bella or Thor. It sends texts, makes voice calls, slides into DMs, gently nudging or boldly pushing your prospects to take action. It creates massive FOMO, follows up endlessly, and closes deals, all while you relax and watch your business grow. And the app doesn't stop there. It even walks you through setting up your crypto wallet, activating your crypto debit card, and shows you exactly how to spend your earnings in the real world. From earning to spending to growing a global business. CHING by Iterato guides you every step of the way. This isn't just a business. It's a viral wealth revolution. One download, one life changed, one step closer to freedom.
Did you guys see that, or was I not in share?
Yeah, we saw it. That was perfect.
Okay, cool. So stop share. There we go. All right. So that worked. For those who came in a little bit late, I'm gonna spank you. You don't come in late. You got to come in early, because then you miss important things. And I don't want to have to go back and explain to people who came in 2 minutes late, 5 minutes late, to try and help them because they were tardy. No, this is business. Would you show up for a business meeting late? If your boss said to be there at a certain hour, would you come in 5 or 10 minutes late? No, this is our businesses. Let's treat it like a business. By the way, you want to write this down. One of my early mentors in the industry of direct sales, network marketing, Richard Call, said this. This is big business. This business will treat you the way you treat it. If you treat it like a part-time hobby, that's what it'll be. If you treat it like big business, that's what it'll be. I challenge everybody from this moment forward. Treat this like big business. Give this a 90-day absolute focus, as if your future depended on it. Like you would get fired if you come into the room 10 minutes late, right? Fire yourself. Get somebody just came in. I just let them in. But what we might do in the future, I could be a hard butt about this stuff. We could lock the room at the top of the hour. And if people come late, they can't get in. And so it's real important, because, I've heard people say, oh, yeah, but there's some people come in, I invited this person. We have to respect the people that are here and provide the excellent training that we possibly can and leadership that we possibly can. So again, I don't want to go down that road too far. So let's talk further. I know a lot of you were on with Micah yesterday. And if you missed yesterday's session with Carlos Alvarez, we're doing another one tomorrow. Get that information, get on that Zoom, because Micah is walking through the process of actually helping people to establish their goal, getting to really know. So now I'm gonna go off just a little bit. There's a lot of great trainers in the industry, and Marcus Setter is, in my opinion, the absolute best. But the gentleman that he refers to as his mentor was also the mentor of a young lady named Danny Johnson. And Danny is really good. And what Danny is really good at, more so than me, I'm quick to the point, sometimes I'm short. She builds the relationship. She spends that time. And what Micah is doing is he's teaching a coaching technique that utilizes artificial intelligence. And I was fortunate that Micah pretty much said anybody that he enrolled in the company, he was going to train. And I'm thinking, he didn't contact me. And I'm feeling a little sorry for myself. Hey, Micah didn't call me. So something else, I go to I go to text him on WhatsApp, and I go, whoops, he did text me. He reached out to me twice. So I called him back. I said, Mike, I'll apologize. I'm just seeing it for the first time, but yes, I want to get coached by you. So we set a time together, and we went over everything. And this is my stuff. Am I not? Can you guys see me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my 16-page report that is Ed Taranova's dream vision document, The Billionaire's Mission. And it takes my words, and the artificial intelligence organizes it into nice bite-sized chunks that now Micah has this and I have this, and it's printed out and it's all right here. And so if you didn't experience that yet, this is something that we're going to start duplicating with. And all the people that I've personally enrolled, Aurora, Cherry, Leonard, Edward, that I haven't done, Tammy, that I haven't done this with yet, we're going to do this together, and we're going to duplicate this. It's not hard to do. We'll figure it out, but it's part of us mastering artificial intelligence because it works, tremendously. So we saw the 2-minute video. I'm tempted. There's somebody knocking on the door. Should I let them in? I'm not going to name names. I'm just going to let them in. Okay.
Well, this is our initiation day, so go ahead.
So this is day one. We're committed to Wednesday evenings doing this. And it's all about helping people get started, lead them down the path of mastering the Ching app. So as you heard Micah say yesterday, it's going to be ready in September. So just think about it that way. There have been times when dates were put out there and we've fallen short of dates, and I like to underpromise and overdeliver. So what I'm going to say is just between us, okay? This is not any promise. It's going to be ready in September. Is it going to be September 1st? Possibly. But when I was talking to Micah about this, and I always encourage Micah to not put a hard date that we might fall short of, because my expectations always dealing with technology is it takes longer than you expect it to. Always. It's always late. I've never seen it done in all the years that I've been, decades. Anything that had to do with technology always takes longer than expected. But this app is being built by Aaron. We all met Aaron, and we've seen him on this guy is amazing. He's building out our whole what we call Web3 miracle chain platform. He's also building this CHING app that we're all going to use. I wouldn't be surprised if it's ready in August. I wouldn't be, because it could be. But we're just talking about September. But the reason why I'm stressing this is because we all can get ready for it. We can be prepared for it, and we could hit the ground running when it does come out. And what we want to do is not just hit the ground running, we want to master Ching. That's why this is called CHING Masters. So there was a philosophy, for those of you who remember when Lee Iacocca was at Chrysler back in the 70s, when the Japanese market made a commitment to manufacture automobiles and become the largest in the world. And they adopted a principle that actually came from the automobile manufacturers here in the United States. And that was this, that if you start out striving for excellence, putting in the work, working real hard in the beginning, what ends up happening is the end process is set in motion, that's the way to do things. I'm encouraging everybody, adopt this principle of starting out fast, hungry, committed, relentless in mastering Ching. And then what will happen is those of us who are plugged into this group, everybody's going to be looking at us saying, what are they doing? And they'll pick it up real quick, but we're going to go out and prove it. Fair enough? So with that being said, I want to kind of bring on Tammy and Gretchen and Robert, because we were there in Cyprus. And prior to going in there, I had been to Cyprus twice, once in 2022, once in 2023, and now in 2025. And I knew what happened to me when you actually get there and get to see. But what we had was so much more. So I'll let you guys add some of the color about all the events we had and whatever you want to say. We'll just bounce around. And Tammy, I'm going to start with you because we have spoken about this and you so eloquently articulated when Micah called on you to give your experience and what you've learned from our Cyprus trip. So give us a summation. Tell us your experience.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, it was really, I say, a once in a lifetime trip. Gretchen and I have gone back and forth that we really feel very blessed and highly favored for just getting there and being a part of the whole trip. I really didn't know what to expect. I think there's been some ups and downs with, everyone over the past, year or so, just because of timelines that have been put out. And so for me, I really needed to go on the trip to just be there and really experience, being around Hakan and just everything, And for me, my shift came the day that we spent at the office and really getting to know, even on some of the other events like the white party when that was the launch of the block, and just seeing. I mean, I think these videos are absolutely amazing. I think the quality on the videos are like top notch. It gets me excited to share because I know from my past experience, when you share a video and you're sharing a 2-minute video, people are going to pay attention for 2 minutes. If you're sharing, a 30-minute video or a 45-minute video to start with, they're not going to pay attention. But like, again, going back to just like you said, meeting Aaron, because I've heard him talk on the phone. I mean, it was just so awesome to meet these people and really see their heart and how they care about the project. They were so they all wanted to meet everyone, all of us that were there as investors. I just count myself so fortunate to be an investor in the project. And, you know, um, everything that they planned for us was amazing. But again, when I walked into the office, what they did for us that day, being able to be in Hakan's office and listening to him, just talk to us privately, and sharing so many great nuggets and, just how they welcomed us with open arms and just the things that they shared. I mean, I just feel like we're sitting in seats that have not been sat in before. And that's what gets me excited. And even more so for me, I've shared this with numerous people, but I'm excited to get out there again and start sharing it because I just feel like the timing of everything is so key. With the blockchain launching and the Murex token, just everything. I know there's a lot of new vocabulary for everybody, but like talking about Cha-Ching, talking about Mentera, talking about Murex, the blockchain, I'm just ecstatic that we're now owners of a blockchain. It's unbelievable. So sometimes I feel speechless, but I'm slowly wrapping my brain around, and this is the thing I like about our community. We are going to come together. We are going to learn this. We're going to master it. And that's exactly, I mean, anyone on this, Zoom tonight can master anything that they want to. Whatever we set our minds to, we will accomplish. So thank you.
Awesome. So this is in WhatsApp. This is our group, and it's called CHING Masters for a reason. As Robert's got the great CHING logo behind him. We were there, and there's several other people here that maybe we already want to call on some of them. Catherine from the UK was there. We had Leanne and Kate from Australia were there, and we just had a blast. I mean, I wish everybody in the whole company could have experienced what we've experienced. So we're going to do our best, but nothing can replace the actual experience. We're going to do our best to kind of give everybody, a bird's eye view and why you're going to hear Tammy and Gretchen and myself and Robert and anybody else who was there contribute here. And I'm going to encourage you guys to before this calls out. Um, Knowing that we spent the time, and it was a lot of time. Matter of fact, there were a whole bunch of hotels that people were staying at. There was villas that people were staying at. We happened to share the villa together with one other person from Colombia, Alejandro. And Alejandro's not here, but we had a blast. Me, Robert, and Tammy and Gretchen. So we really bonded and spent such great quality time together that it'll be priceless for the rest of our lives. That we got to really experience it at this point in time. So I know that a lot of people that are here might be a little jaded because things didn't happen when they anticipated, but that's not what this call is here for. This is not customer support. We don't want anybody asking questions about this, that, or the other thing. The only thing we're going to talk about is how to become CHING Masters. And we're going to go over detailed training mechanisms. We're going to be sharing concepts, ideas, what we're doing, how we're building. If you're ready for that challenge, then look in the chat, and we have the invite to this group. And if you want to be part of the group on WhatsApp, just click on that link, download it, go there right now, set yourself up, become a part of this group. And this group's going to grow real rapidly. Right now we have almost 30 people here in the room. It's going to take off. I believe that those of us who focus on this technology using Ching to market what we're marketing are going to have extraordinary results. So come be a part of it. Robert, I see you're ready to. Robert's never short for words, and he raised his hand. So I'm calling on you, Robert. Bring it.
Hey, guys! I just want to say to the house guests, right? We lived together for a solid week. Got to put some faces with the names, break bread together, and just experience something that was amazing. And super blessed for having that experience. But I want to go from a point of view as not only were we there as leaders for Bellator, if you look at the names, right, success leaves clues. These same people were the top ranks in cash flow NFT as well. So, and I had some mentoring calls with some of my leaders on my team, and some of them are on the call tonight. I'm super blessed. A lot of them are missing, but they'll be coming. And you guys heard the term, right? In any business, right? Fast is fun and slow is painful, right? We all can hit another gear with this. The people that are building during the pushback of Bellator, we're all going through it, right? Just know that the breakthrough's coming, right? And with this Cha-Ching app, it's going to take people on our teams that don't want to talk to one person and end up giving them the potential to go, 10 to the fourth power. And if you know what that is and the power, what this app can bring, that's 10,000 people on your team, right? Where that it can grow rapidly and you don't have to answer the questions. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. And if you use the tool, I'm so excited for our future. For everybody on this call, the teams, the conversations we had in the house, like this and that. I'm asking questions about this. This person's not happy about this. And all that's about ready to disappear, right? And the net that we've built during the pushback and everybody we had in cash flow and the new relationships that we're building now, the ones with the biggest net are going to capture a harvest that we're not even going to be able to explain. And the speed of it's going to be insane, right? And you know what? You can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't do both. And everyone on this call, bring your leaders. Let's plug into the system. Let's use the tools and let's build legends, because that's what this group's all about. With that, I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Gretchen, we were there. We had a blast. We had so much fun. And you came out of there on fire. Like you were like, hey, let's get together. Let's do a call. We got to share. So bring that energy. Tell us what this was for you.
Well, okay. So first of all, Ed and I happened to be on seats together from Turkey into Cyprus. And Ed said, you know what? this kind of a trip will take you from you're in a company and then the company gets into you. And I fully expected that that would happen, and that is what happened. And as Robert mentioned, you know, the four of us plus Alejandro, who is going to be a big part of blowing up South America, we all got to be together for a week. And I want to let Ed, Robert, and Tammy know all three of you inspire me in a huge way. And you definitely all three inspired me after spending a whole week with you. So what I wanted to say is I'll take you to the very last day, which Tammy took us there as well. The very last day we were at the corporate office. And imagine this, we are in the office of the man who started this 8 years ago. And he truly is a genius. I mean, the fact that he even opened up his doors for us to go into his office and have a real business meeting, it was amazing. And what came to my mind, I can still just picture looking out of his big windows onto the street in Cyprus. And I went, this must be what people who were like the core group before Google was Google, before Tesla was Tesla, before Microsoft was Microsoft, like fill in the blank, big, huge companies we know now. There were people that were there at the very, very beginning before the whole world knew about them. I really believe that's where we are. Okay. Like I was speaking with Ray one-on-one when we were there, Ray Vidrio. And he said, yes, when people go online to pay for something, they're going to have the choice. They're going to see Visa. They're going to see MasterCard. They're going to see Miracle Pay. Can you imagine the branding that we're about ready to get? So I have to say, and I don't want this to be rude. That's not my heart. But people who are still focusing on this isn't happening yet, that's not happening yet. Guys, after you go to Cyprus and you experience the reality of what we're involved in, you can't put energy into that anymore. So where I'm at, well, I want to put energy obviously into Cha-Ching or I wouldn't be here. But prior to landing in Cyprus, I was in a state of massive overwhelm, massive, like probably adrenal fatigue. And I thought, how am I going to build this bigger? I want to. Like Micah said, why are you guys here? And he didn't mean Cyprus. He meant, why are you guys in Miracle? Every one of you has made a choice to be in Miracle. Why? It's because you want something bigger and you're looking for a catalyst to help you get there. That's why you're here. Well, pretty much everybody I know is in that same spot. They don't have what they want to have. So they need a catalyst to get there. So I feel personally like it's wrong to not share. But like I said, I came into Cyprus like completely overwhelmed. I want to share, but how do I do this? I was inspired by people on this call and in Cyprus who are right now building big teams, making beautiful profits, sharing with the world, and they are not freaked out and overwhelmed like I am. So I thought, wow, there's actually a way to do this. And Cha-Ching is going to help us even more. So anyways, beautiful. One of the things I thought was amazing too, coming from corporate, meaning like Hakan, Micah, everybody down. It didn't matter if you were, not rank advanced yet, or you were very highly rank advanced. We were treated the same. It's not like you had, well, there's the servants' quarters and there's the king's quarters. I mean, everybody was treated with a huge amount of honor and appreciation. So we have a company that is definitely full of real people who really care and who really care about our futures. And that's why they're building such a very, very strong foundation.
Awesome. Thank you, Gretchen. And now I'm going to call on a few people. First, I'm going to call on Catherine from the UK. And Catherine, before you open up your Zoom or your video and bless us with your experience, and Catherine speaks with a strong, I guess, it's British accent, right? But my remembrance of Catherine from years ago was she was on the Zooms. And I remember one day, she was communicating and she was at the gym working out and she was putting in the extra time. And then her and I had a one-on-one. And instantly we had a connection there. And then when we saw each other in Cyprus, it was just like, this is family. This is who we are. It's just amazing. And Catherine, I'd love for you to kind of share, you know, a bit of your wisdom from the experience that we had. Any story, anything, how you were impressed, and I know you're going to have no problem doing that. So, Catherine from the UK, if you could jump in, we would greatly appreciate it.
Hi, guys. I have put my camera on. Is it not working? Is my camera working, Ed? I'm trying to.
It's not. I had that same problem, and I had to like do a YouTube search, and I figured it out.
Ah,
So
okay.
we're not going
So
to walk you through that
you're
right now, but,
speaking
but,
to,
but let's just hear your lovely voice.
you're speaking to a blank face, and even though it's 2 in the morning over here, I thought I would actually smile at everybody. And I think for me, probably my biggest thing about being in Cyprus was to put people and faces together, having seen everybody on Zoom. So in the UK, I think I've been feeling a little bit isolated and not really having people to bounce off and chat with, except for my family that's involved and a small team of us. So the hugest thing was meeting all these wonderful, lovely, amazing people on the first day. Tammy and Gretchen and I jumped on the electric scooters and just took off and had such fun speeding down the roads to this ghost town. And then I realized that there was so many more commonalities chatting with the girls at the cabana. And it was like, oh, wow, I can chat with someone because I was there by myself and I was nervous, yeah, etc., etc. Then other parts were, I think everywhere we went, it was the excitement, all these people together. We were all involved in something, but it was just that everyone was so full of life, so excited, so much joy, so much to look forward to. And it wasn't all business talk. This was very much just general chit chat. And I remember being at the restaurant at the winery, um, and some of the locals or the staff or whatever were just saying, what's going on here? Why is everybody so excited? What's happening here? Who are you people? So that was interesting. Also, the office that everyone's mentioned, Hakan's office, to be greeted by all these beautiful purple and white balloons and ribbons all the way up the stairwell, and these tables decorated like we were going to some banquet. And it was the amount of detail. So it was all done in miracle colors, and it was the amount of detail that had gone into welcoming us all to the office by, I guess, some of the support staff. I don't know who had put it together so beautifully. The support staff just wanted to help everybody. They were so wanting to be involved with us, get to know us, and let us know that they were there for us to iron things out. So yeah, there were so many things. I keep rewinding on conversations, thinking, oh, I wish I spent more time speaking to that person. I so didn't speak to that person. Why didn't I? Robert, I met you at the airport. You know, when we were all flying out, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't get round to even introducing myself to Robert. Ed, thank goodness we sat next to each other at the dinner because I love chatting with you about whatever we were sharing. Gretchen and Tammy, you made my week. So yeah, so many things. Thank you, everybody. And thank you for letting me be on this call and on your group, Gretchen.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Okay, so before we go on to a couple of special ladies that were there also, I want to summarize one component of what everybody is saying without actually saying it. Years back, when my youngest daughter was taking golf lessons, The first tournament she played in was like a 95-degree day. And we already played 3 holes. And at that age, she was 9 years old. They tee off from 150 yards out, and it's just 9 holes. So we finished the 3rd hole, and my daughter was not having it. She was like, "Dad, I can't. I'm thirsty. I'm hot. I want to go home." And I got down on one knee and I looked her in the eyes, and I said, "Jenna, in life, there's ordinary people and there's extraordinary people. And all the extraordinary people they're ordinary people that just do the little extra. They just push through. They just do a little bit more. Catherine pushed through. Tammy, Gretchen, all of us that went there pushed through. And the 2 ladies I'm going to bring about right now, not only did they push through, but they do it in style. They do it in flash. They actually were there in December, like a lot of us were when we launched Bellator in Vegas. And there was these little boogie gophers, and they took a boogie gopher, and they took that boogie gopher everywhere with them. And they even created a little video with music, and they had the boogie gopher. They just doing the extra. And so they traveled a far length to be there. And I'm saying all this because we're getting ready to start a new chapter in this company. Not only does it involve Ching and artificial intelligence, but it includes a president, Jurgen, that's really spot on, that's going to fill a void that we need desperately. We're talking about Mark Aceta stepping up his game and becoming a bigger part. And we're talking about road shows and a road tour that's going on, where this month we're going to meet in New York on August 14th. There's going to be an event in Atlanta on the 16th. There's going to be an event in Fort Lauderdale on the 19th. And then we're going to go on a momentum tour with Mark Aceta. So these 3 events that are coming up this month in August, they're all free. But how many are going to put in the little extra and actually get there? Maybe jump on a plane, maybe drive, pick up the phone. Who do you know? Who do you know in New York? Who do you know in Atlanta? Who do you know down there in Florida? And do the little extra. That's what makes the difference. That's what makes champions champions. They not only do what they're supposed to do, but they do the little extra. And so when my daughter did the little extra and finished that first event, that summer, she came home from an awards dinner with 5 trophies this tall. Her coach at the time was also the coach at Monmouth University. And when she was 10 years old, said, Ed, she's good enough to get a scholarship. Why? Because she did the little extra. She pushed through the pain. And that's what it takes. It takes pushing through the difficulties. These 2 ladies came from Australia. And Leanne and Kate, if you guys could open up, I'd love for you guys to share. They bring so much. I mean, first of all, they have this incredible accent also, just like Catherine does, but the energy that exudes. I mean, we were on this boat, and at the top level, there was a diving platform. They got up there and jumped off into the water. There's Kate. And I'm sitting there going, man, I'm so proud of these ladies, man. They're just doing it. They're it. I mean, I saw Gretchen on this wave runner flying around, having a blast. It was just so incredible. And Kate, I see you're here. Leanne, talking about pushing through and doing the little extra, she was sick. And she had this throat, and she couldn't had difficulty talking, but she pushed through. She came on everything, right? So Kate, I see your beautiful face, and Leah, I know you're here. Jump on in, guys. Share with us what's going on for you and what this
Hi, Ed.
experience was.
You've caught me on the hop. I'm in my car, still participating in my old life that I'm trying to get rid of so I can create this new life. So some of you will know that, yes, Leanne and I did go to Vegas, and we did acquire a boogie gopher who accompanied us on the way back. And he did happen to go to the Grand Canyon, and he did happen to go to an Eagles concert in the Sphere, amongst many other exciting events that he attended. But after Vegas, I came home and decided that to build a new life in Bellator, I was very time poor, but I wanted that I was going to have to make some big changes. So since Vegas, I have sold my home and moved home. And that was for the purpose of literally buying myself some time. So, you know, sell my house, have some money, don't have to go to work, build Bellator. But I had to also sell my business. So I am in the process of winding that up as we speak, all with the aim of creating space in my life for this Bellator journey and experience. And I completely reiterate what everyone else has said this morning from what I've heard. Gretchen and Catherine, being there is hard to explain unless you've been there. And to be able to, you know, we spend a lot of time together, Ed and Robert. But yes, you do come away, like Catherine said, going, oh, I wish I'd had more time to speak to that person or that person or that person. So, you know, 2 weeks in Cyprus would have been amazing. But it just builds way more belief when you're there. Yes, when you go to the store, when you go to the office. As Catherine said, we were greeted like royalty in the office. But yes, to go into Hakan's office, to see all the support, yeah, you can't put into words the value and the belief that that creates in your heart when you're there and you know you're in the right place. So now I'm just trying to make that time in my world so that I can be a full-time Bellator person.
Awesome, Kate.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. And for everybody who didn't go, we don't want you to feel bad. We really don't. Maybe. No. We don't want you to feel bad.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. No, we just want to share with you, you know, what we got out of it, and what I've learned in this business is that it all comes down to belief. It all comes down to your belief in the company, your belief in the industry, your belief in yourself. And nothing creates belief more than going to major events. So I'm going to encourage everybody. You're going to see what's getting rolled out, the road show, what's happening, what's coming, what 2026 is going to be like. And I encourage everybody. You know, I had to step back on several occasions and say to myself, okay, Ed, you know, in order to really make this happen, I gotta pick up the pace. I have to play a larger role. You know, the first 2 years that I've been here, I was all in nonstop from eight to faint. Then we had some personal things happen, and I got into a complacency of just doing enough, just not really doing what I'm capable of doing. And I've had several people ask me to step up. I've had several people ask me to train, and I know what I have to bring. I'm going to bring it, guys, and we're going to bring it in this form. We're going to bring it through Ching, mastering Ching, and it's going to benefit and bless a whole bunch of us. So again, as always, I thank the Lord up above for that. But to have such incredible people, this this woman that I'm going to bring on now, you know, her and Kate alike, they're partners. I mean, they travel from Australia together. They do this together. They're amazing women. And again, Leanne just was not feeling great. Yet she pushed through and did the extra and was there for everything. So congratulations, Leanne. Really, to have that kind of tenacity and relentlessness, it's impressive. I'm very impressed with you pushing to the level that you did. So give us a little idea of what
Oh
Cyprus is
no.
like for you.
Oh, thank you, Ed, and I feel very humbled to you even have brought our name up. But I'm sort of stuck for words, which doesn't really happen unless the first 3 days of Cyprus. But Oh, look, it was amazing, and it always is. And I just think there's no I in team, and actually meeting the people, meeting yourself, meeting Robert, putting the faces that are on the Zooms to real life, having a drink, you know, jumping off a boat. It was amazing. I'm very much into the networking, and it was horrible for me not having a voice. Here we are, you know, a time to shine, to meet people, and it wasn't there. But people were so good, and open and friendly. And, you know, Hakan, Micah, Jurgen, like we met Jurgen in the taxi on the way there. Like we got in, as soon as we got off the plane in Cyprus, we get in a taxi, and here's a man sitting there and was sharing with somebody, but we didn't know who he was. And my husband says, oh, you know, hello, blah, blah, blah. And he didn't give a name. And he just started to explain that he comes out to Cyprus for a business. And, oh, look, for the next hour and a half, you know, we were talking to a gentleman, well, probably for 30 minutes before we realised who he was. And then he said, oh, I'm from Sweden. And went, oh, okay, that rings a bell. And then he said, yeah, it was just amazing having that time. Like from the word go, we just met. You know, meeting him just changed the path and the direction of us with having that. You know, he's just a normal person. He just wants to help. He wants to put us on the map, and that's where we're going to. We're so excited, Kate and I, to, you know, we want the roadshow after the US is to come to Australia. We would love as many people. Gretchen, you know, we've made beautiful friends out of that event, and Vegas, and that's why we went to Cyprus. So I think we're in the right place at the right time with the right people, and we've come away bulletproof. I'm still not home yet. I'm in Athens, and we go to Dubai tonight, and then we've got 2 nights there, and then we're home. But I can't wait to get back in the right time zone and just build on this and put Australia and the koalas and Boogie G back on the map, you know. But I would love to share that Boogie go for video and some photos that we took from our perspective in this group, not so much now the Zoom, but if we can do that, because it'll conjure up the friendships, the smiles, the genuine the genuine business relationship and friendships that we've formed through this. And, you know, miracles really do happen, and that's how I feel about this business at the moment. I really do. And this cha-ching, you know, we even got the T-shirts made over, you know, Robert's got one of those, Kate. You know, like if people want some of those cha-ching T-shirts, cha-ching is where we're next going to go. We're going to knock it out of the ballpark. Yeah, and thanks again for being part of this group, Ed. We feel quite honoured. So thank you, Ed.
And you
sorry if I talk too fast.
No, you did share that video with me, and I want to next week. I want to air that. We'll play that in the beginning. But the little video put together. Do me a favor, just send it to me again in
yes in WhatsApp.
If you want, send it in this group. If you haven't, those of you who haven't got into the WhatsApp group, we just started with 4 of us. But everybody who's here now in the room, make sure you got that link. Tammy, I see that you posted it before, and I was trying to find
it. Yeah. Thanks, Tammy.
So just click on that invite link. Everybody who's here that wants to participate and master Cha-Ching. That's what this is all. That's why it's called CHING Masters. It's all about mastering Cha-Ching. I honestly believe that this tool is going to it's going to lead the way in changing the entire world, the artificial intelligence aspect. But being that we are the first company to produce something where you utilize an artificial intelligence agent that works for you, is going to be mind-blowing. So let's talk a little numbers. Robert mentioned 10 to the 4th power in the past. So we got 5 minutes before we're going to go to the top of the hour. And I'm going to kind of bring this to a close here, but I want to kind of give everybody an idea of the training and the content that we're going to be going through. And those of you who know me, I love to share stories of how I've learned in the past. So early on in my career, and some of you might remember this, there was an audio cassette tape, right? This is after the 8-track and before, CDs. There was okay, I'm gonna mute all because we got some background noise. Here we go. So So back in the day, there was this audio cassette tape, and it was called Dead Doctors Don't Lie. And it was Dr. Joe Wallach, who was a veterinarian. And he created this. It was about 45 minutes long. But after you listened to that tape, you wanted to buy the product. It was about this company that marketed a product called Colloidal Minerals. And it was so effective that a young guy out of San Diego who had an auto detailing business, and he tried several things in network marketing, and the most he ever made was about $1,000 in a month, which, for some people that's great, but from a networking standpoint, you all know there's substantially more. So he created a system, and it was revolved around, he was looking for 10 people to duplicate what he was doing. And so if you take 10 to the fourth power, 10 who get 10, who get 10, who get 10, 10 getting 10 is 100, getting 10 is 1,000, getting 10 is 10,000. And he set a goal to make 100,000 a month in that company. He hit that goal in his 10 month using this exact formula. 10 who get 10 who get 10 who get 10. But what he did was unique. He put together mailing packs. He bought mailing lists of people who subscribed to health and fitness newsletters. And every month he sent out 500. Now, at the time, you could have bought the tapes for like 40 cents a piece. The postage on it was nominal. The envelope, the insert that he put in there, the order form that he put in there. Essentially, it cost about $1 to put it together. And every month he would send out 500 of these packets. And that audio is so good, kind of like our 2-minute sizzle. Our 2-minute sizzle is better. Our artificial intelligent agents are better. But that product sold itself, and people placed orders, and it exploded. And yes, he duplicated himself through 10 people who got 10, who got 10, who got 10. And that's what we're going to do here, guys. We're going to use this exact 2-minute sizzle video, as I call it, an interest video. We are going to produce, and by the way, if you want to test whether or not AI works, AI made that 2-minute sizzle. Micah led it. He inserted his information, but AI created the messaging. AI created the visuals. AI created everything that's on there. That's an artificially intelligent video. And so what I'm looking for, Mike and I have spoke about this, and we'll get this done. We will have a video of that caliber, of that quality, that is going to be the presentation video. And it's what I call the 3-hoop system. The first hoop is a big old hoop. It's a prospecting hoop. And it's just where you get people to say yes and watch the 2-minute video. Then if they like what they see, and I think that you will, we take the next step. Then they go on to the next video, which will be a 10-minute video. That video can close people. And then the last hoop is the close hoop. The close hoop, in my opinion, is another video that explains the technology and having Bella and Thor be their AI agent to do the heavy lifting for them. And that's what will happen. What will happen is Bella and Thor are going to do over 90% of the work for you. Our artificial intelligence agents will do the majority of the work for you. And just the idea of having a system, write this one down. Systems are duplicatable. People are not. Systems duplicate. People do not. When they see a system that they can employ and just plug contacts into, and we'll go over that in the training. There's ways to improve your turnout ratio. There's ways to improve your closing ratio. There's ways to ask a magic question, and over 90% of the time, people say, yes, I'll watch that 2-minute video. We're going to teach all that. That's academic. But it's just the idea that you'll have a system that when you employ it, it'll work for you. I personally believe that there are millions of people. I'm going to take the liberty here and just go a couple of minutes more. In all my years of direct sales network marketing, and Mark Aceta, he's funny because he and we're the same age. I'm actually older than Mark by 4 months. So But Mark and I both started, around the same time. I think he started in 88 and I started in 1989. So we've traveled the same roads at times. But what I found was when a new company launched in direct sales network marketing, there was a group of people of about 250,000 to 500,000 people that I called the MLM retreads. These were the people who would jump from deal to deal to deal to deal. Sometimes not because they lacked the focus. Sometimes it was because they lacked the commitment and the focus. But a lot of times was the company failed. Company went out of business. What are you going to do? You're pumping the pump. You're doing it for 6 months, a year, and the company goes out of business. What do you do? Now you got to see what else is out there. And so those MLM retreads could launch a company. And I saw it happen. I saw it happen with a company called Skybiz, where they put on about 500,000 people in less than 2 years. I saw it with a company called Big Smart, which was kind of like a mall, and same thing. So I saw with several companies how just the fact that there was a mass amount of people that were open to network marketing, have already tried network marketing, and were willing to try again. Today, that number has increased worldwide when you're talking on a global scale to literally 3 to 5 million people. There are 3 million to 5 million people out there just waiting to hear about Cha-Ching, to hear about Miracle, to hear about everything that we have and everything that we're doing. And with this Cha-Ching app, with the speed and rate of exposure, we can build an empire very rapidly. And that's why I'm so excited. I know what we have our hands on. We know we didn't even get into Mirex and the Miracle Chain and the non-disclosure agreement. We can't tell you what the non-disclosure agreement was about. You'll see over time that those of us who were there know what we have. And I'll summarize it this way. Hagen periodically hits me up with a text. In the last 3 weeks leading up to Cyprus, he was hitting me every day with multiple tests. This guy is so excited. And what he said to me was, Ed, I'm done. The whole system is done. Everything I wanted to do, we got it all. Every component, having our own chain, having the ability to be one of the major chains. And when you understand what the Miracle Chain is, with Mirex is, and I know there's a lot of questions. We're not going to cover them here. What is the node? What is the Phoenix node? What is the Miracle Pay node? What is the Guardian node? We're going to go. That's all academic stuff that we're going to go over. But the key is it's got to be fun, simple, and fast. And using the artificial intelligence to build is going to be a world of a difference for all of us. We all could 10x our productivity. We could 100x our productivity by just mastering this little tool called Cha-Ching. So we're gonna reconvene next week, Wednesday night, same time, same bat channel, and we're gonna go through tomorrow. For those who didn't plug in yesterday, plug in tomorrow with Micah. It's in the groups. It's inside of the Bellator. The main group on Telegram is the Bellator group there, and it'll be there. People could plug in tomorrow, plug into that. We have actually tomorrow, oh my goodness, we have several different things. You don't want to miss tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we have Mark Aceta doing something. Mark's going to be doing 2 calls tomorrow. So just dig it out of the groups. And then that's Thursday. Then we're going to go into Saturday. This is going to be amazing. Then Monday is going to be an amazing call. It's time now to plug in continuously, relentlessly, because what you're going to learn in the next days and weeks ahead in this month of August can set you up. And I'm going to leave everybody off with this. In the world of direct sales network marketing, the 3 most powerful months to build in are September, October, and November. And the reason is very simple. Kids go back to school. People refocus on what their goals are. They took off for the summer. They went traveling. They're in Athens. They go to Dubai, right? We traveled to Cyprus. But what's going to occur is that the beginning of the beginning of September, there's a dynamic happening in the world where, although here in the United States, the government's talking about how much good stuff is happening, simultaneously, there's people being displaced, losing their jobs. They're making less money for the same amount of work because the dollar is depreciating. And there are prices of assets going up. My wife and I were just driving past it. We went out to Long Island and we were driving through Hempstead. And this is one of her things. She loves looking at real estate and prices. So she's looking on Zillow as we were driving from the hospital through this neighborhood. And she, I want to see what prices of homes are. So she starts reading 2.3 million, 3.2 million, 4.8 million, 6 million. And these homes probably 10 years ago were less than half of that, probably were a third of the value today. So whenever there's economic change in the marketplace, there are economic winners and there are economic losers. It just depends on what side of the equation you're on. Cryptocurrency is the future. Bitcoin is the future. Miracle is the future. What we have our hands on, what we're getting ready to do, has all the technology that all of these different crypto companies wish they had everything that we have already. And when you look at the on-chain companies, when you look at the first chain out there was Ethereum, then you got Solana now, and you got, all these Avalanche, you had all these different chains. And guess what? You look at the top 5, 10 chains out there, blockchains, they're doing billions. Our technology not only will compete, but will actually perform better than those, which means that we could step right into greatness. And all of a sudden, the Miracle name is out there because the real world assets, the Miracle Pay nodes, the Guardian nodes, the Mirex token, all this stuff is coming together that nobody else in the world has. The point of sale terminals, just the point of sale terminals with the 100 million merchants. And those of us who know, we know about Ingenico, and we know about Pax, we know about NCR, we know about Vodafone. They're all there that we have contracted with. And there's way more. There's other stuff coming. So we've heard said, some major online companies, we've heard a major airline. When all this stuff starts to happen, all the assets that we have increase in value. Believe it or not, it's easier to sell a $10,000 node than it is to sell a $1,200 node. And the reason why is simple. It's proven. Once the proof of concept hits the marketplace, it appears to be more valid, more real. When people walk into Dunkin' Donuts and they see the pay terminal, and the pay terminal says MasterCard, Visa Card, American Express, Apple Pay, PayPal, and Miracle Pay, what do you think's going to happen? We say, go to Dunkin' Donuts, check it out. Look at the machine, go buy a cup of coffee. Look and see who's there. What do you think's going to happen? We're going to be attracting people like crazy, like white on rice. We're in the right place at the right time. Right place, right time. I was saying that the whole trip. Right place, right time. We're in the right place at the right time. So let's make this thing happen, guys. Appreciate everybody that's come, especially everybody that just shared. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Who I'm missing here? I'm stumbling for words here. Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leanne. Unbelievable. We had an amazing time, and there's great times ahead. And as I always like to share with everybody, always, always, always remember, the best is yet to come. To God be the glory. We'll see you again real soon.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate you. Appreciate
Thanks,
your
Ed.
time.
Thank you,
Great
Ed.
evening,
Bye,
guys. Appreciate
everyone.
all you.
Thank
Bye now.
you.
See you
Ciao,
next
Thank you,
time.
everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.